Hello, everybody. It says that I'm live on Facebook, so I am going to log on there and see. And so before I get started, I'm just going to believe that I'm live there. Is you can go to Robert Hollis, roberthollis.com/live, and come on here live with me. The subject today is what is your objection? And I plan on handling every objection that everyone wants to have. So I'm going to open it up here and let me see here, mute all participants. Okay, cool. So come on here. I surprised everyone, so I know that my son is going to get on here. And Terry, do you see me on Facebook? Yeah. All right, cool. So there we go, Matt. Thank you very much. So today, what we could do is also have someone come on here and share. I see the chat here, but today is everything we've been talking about for the last few videos is also the concept of basically belief, right? So if we can't get you past those beliefs, those usually ends up being objections. And so I'm going to do just a short little training here, but and then go right into objections. But I need you guys to understand this one thing. It's like, it's bizarre that if there's something that's holding you back, whatever that one thing is, if there's something that's holding you back, it seems like the universe or whoever you believe consistently keeps bringing it to you, just constantly bringing it to you. And the reason why is you haven't gotten that objection out of your head yet. It's like that. I don't know, some of you I know are really young, but there used to be movies called the Dirty Harry movies. And, Clint Eastwood, that's where that phrase, if you've ever heard it, is like, make my day. You know what I mean? He was constantly looking at criminals and he was saying, make my day, So, he wanted to always go out and wanted the person to pull their gun. He wanted the person to try to attempt to do something, because if he did, then he would get to shoot him. Hi, Craig. Hi, Matt. And so so the funny thing about that is like when you're armed, when you have that objection and in your head, and then you handle it for yourself, you prove it to yourself, then all of a sudden you're waiting. It's like your energy and your posture and you're confident in your energy. You're going, oh, please, please pull out that I don't have enough money. Please, please say you don't have enough time. Please say that you think this is a pyramid thing. Please come up with that objection of saying, well, why do I have to invest money? You immediately are in the mindset where once you got it handled, you're like, bring it on. Bring it on. And so it's funny because when you sell yourself on whatever objection that you have, then it's like it never ever comes up again. It's bizarre that way. So you proved it to yourself. So now, no one ever brings it up. And in some cases, it actually gets out there a little bit where people will say, be careful if you bring that subject up around Robert or around Matthew, Craig, because if you do, you're gonna get toasted. You're gonna get toasted. They have exactly what they want to say. So I don't see anyone jumping on here live. Again, you can go to roberthollis.com/live if you want to join our live here. But I see, hi, Tara Lynn. Hi, my wife, Terry. Hi, Kai. Hi, Matthew. So I see Dustin liked it. So I'm throwing it out there. What is an objection that I can help you with? So since I don't have anyone on here, let's handle one, right? So people go, oh my God, I don't have any time. I don't have any time. What you want to share with people is you just say, yeah, there's this phrase that you'll see constantly through objections is you don't want to tell people they're stupid or that's not true. That doesn't work very good. You know what I mean? So what you always want to say is a lot of us had to go through these objections ourselves. So it's like when it comes to time, you always want to be able to say, I know how you feel. You got to acknowledge their objection, acknowledge their excuse, acknowledge what their concern is. Sometimes you're acknowledging them just being a person that asks questions. It's human nature when you're not sure of something to ask questions that really don't matter. It's not the core depth of what the really person is concerned with. So you'll hear that all through these objections. So when someone says, hey, listen, I just don't have the time. You want to go, wow, you know what? I actually felt that way. I felt exactly that same way. I know how you feel. In fact, I felt the same way, but this is what I found, right? So you say, well, listen, let me tell you, and I always don't talk about me knowing the knowledge. I'm always doing the promotion and edifying of a third person. We covered that in the other videos at roberthollis.com/steps, right? So you say, wow, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way. But this is what I found. I'm working with an individual, and when he shared with me, you know what, Robert, isn't it amazing that when you really, truly want to do something, that it now becomes a priority in your life? And it looks like you can change everything. So a neat example would be, let's say, for instance, that you got a notice and you show up tomorrow at work and there's a notice on the door saying that the company's out of the business. We're sorry for any inconvenience this will give you. And so now you immediately have to make a decision. So you could have said, well, listen, I don't have time to find a better job than the one that I have now. I want to find a job that has more benefits, that pays me more, so I can go on vacations, do nice stuff for my family, buy a reliable car. And guess what? Now you're out of a job. It's funny, instantaneously, you have all day, every day now to look for a better job. When before you said you didn't have time to look for a job, but now you have no choice. So it's all about your priorities in life. You know what I mean? So when people would really want to add an extra $200, $500, $1,000 a month to their personal income, you sort of think what you could do outside of this, and then you can say, hey, you know what? So then you just say, listen, when I got taught that, what I started doing is I just started putting in a few hours a week. And when I put in a few hours a week, when I found some time, I was able not only to make enough money to cover the products that I purchased, which are great products for my family, and then now I'm actually in profit. And I started paying down one of my largest credit cards. So that is how you would handle, an objection of when, I don't have enough time. For whatever reason, I don't know if you guys are on Facebook as well, but I don't really see anybody asking any questions. Everybody must be busy today, right? Okay, so now we got Peter that jumped on here live. Again, if you're watching this, Peter, watching this video, hi, Peter. Just jump on roberthollis.com/live. Matthew put it in the chat below, and jump on here live. And you can either, type into chat exactly, what your question is. So thank you, Craig. If there's no question at this time, then let me do another one that comes up all the time. It's like, well, I don't have any money. I said that same thing to my mentor. So here we go. Robert, I don't have any money. I would simply say, well, listen, don't worry about that right now. Put your checkbook away, put your purse, your wallet away. If I could show you exactly how this business is done and actually put some money in your pocket, would you then be interested? You take that excuse away. And so even in companies where you were forced to pay money to get in, My Daily Choice, you're not. It's interesting where you can show someone how to do this business and say, listen, just don't worry about money right now. If I could show you how this business works so you can see a way to be able to make some extra money, we can cover that at another time. But let me show you, create a free account. Let me get on a Zoom with you and point guide you, direct you throughout the entire back office so you can see exactly how to start referring this free marketing system and training to other people, this business. And, we can generate you a check, possibly by next Thursday. So that's pretty cool. Still no messages. I'll look for Craig and my son to get me back here. So that's how you would handle, I don't have any money. One of my personal favorites is, excuse me, Robert, is this a pyramid? Is this a pyramid? With confidence and belief and posture, you got to be straight as forward as you can. So when people say to me, hey, Robert, Scott, I'll get to that one. Thank you very much. So when someone says to me, is this a pyramid? I look at them and I go, no, absolutely not. I have a quick question for you. Sure. What about me thinks that you think that why I would get into something unethical and illegal? Oh, no, I wasn't saying that it was unethical and illegal. And then you can go, listen, a friend of mine have said the same thing to me when I first got involved, and I needed to go to people that knew the difference to get the right answer. The bottom line answer is, My Daily Choice is just like Amazon. It's just like Walmart. It's just like any major corporation. You can become an affiliate for free, learn to refer your marketing system, your capture pages, and promote the products and opportunity. And when people get involved and decide to purchase or get involved, we compensate you. So it's just exactly the same way. The biggest differences you can tell between an illegal pyramid and a company like My Daisy's Choice or Amazon is, a lot of people are focused on getting people to put money in, but they really don't get anything tangible of value in return. So example, if a person decided to put $80 into My Daily Choice to try one of the products for 60 days, they would actually get that product with the 60-day money back guarantee. So they get value for that. And in My Daily Choice, Terry and I actually have more customers than we have affiliates. So hi, Jim. Nice to see you on here. So we got Scott McAvoy. Hi, Scott. Thank you for the support and jumping on here. Scott said, let me look here. I'm not a salesperson. When people say stuff like that, Scott, the very first thing that I say is, Robert, I'm not a salesperson. Oh my God, you'll be perfect for this business. When someone says, I don't have enough time, man, this business is perfect for you. See what I mean? And so when someone says, I'm not a salesperson, I say, hey, listen, you know what? When I got in, and this is a very true story, I dislike salespeople. So again, Scott, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I figured out is that when you're selling something, it basically is a term that you're trying to get people to part with their money for something that may or may not be beneficial for them. What I focus on is how to help people make money. And so my thing is about helping people with financial freedom if they want to get their spouse or themselves out of their job. That's what my focus is. So, as far as sales, we are not salespeople. That's why they have salespeople, and then they have what is called affiliates. Affiliates are very simple, people that are prosumers. See, a consumer is a person that goes to Walmart, Target, buys on Amazon, and they just consume the product. We all do that. A prosumer is someone that buys a product or service, but then they turn around and give it a review, like a book review. And when they share that book review or that product review or the business review, they then can put their affiliate link. And if the person decides to check it out, then great, you're compensated. So if you're not a salesperson, you know what I mean? This business would be perfect for you. Let me see here. Peter, I'm worried about telling my wife I want to do this, and she is vehemently against affiliate marketing. You know what, Peter? I know exactly the way you feel. In fact, I felt the same way, not only with my wife, but also other family members. The one thing that you need to understand is that when you're talking to them, including your wife, there's this aspect where they might trust you, Peter, but they bottom line don't respect you. And that sounds bad, but this is that common thing where Terry and I always use my personal stories. There's things that Terry and I disagree on. And I can say, well, listen, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. And she's not interested. Why? Because she's been around me for 39 years. So, Peter, when I promote and edify other people, and I allow those people to see those people, third-party documentation, it's amazing because you could tell your spouse or friends and family everything. In fact, I forget what David Gonzalez recently said. I had this long meeting with him, but he was telling everybody, something about a certain thing. And I believe it was like, cryptocurrency, right? And everybody went, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. And then all of a sudden they come to you and they go, have you heard of Bitcoin? And you're like, are you kidding me? I've been telling you this for 13 years. Oh, well, I heard it from Mary, or I heard it from Jill, and so now it's real. So, Peter, if you're worried about telling your wife, I would find a way, because MDC, I mean this with all of my heart. It's a hybrid. It's like Matt and I always talk about when he introduced me to Tesla, and then he gave me a link to Tesla, and then we ended up buying a Tesla, right? It was because he referred his link and he consistently gave us his praise reports on a Tesla. So now when I get a chance to give someone a ride in a Tesla or share it about them, then guess what? I'm doing exactly the same thing. That's that prosumer thing. But you got to use third party, Peter. You really do. Use my videos, or maybe, Candace Bird Davis, or find someone that you think that your wife would relate to, so she could hear the information from someone other than you. That's, believe it or not, whether you believe this or not, that's biblical. All right, Jim. Hi, Jim. How you doing? Since you jumped on here, I didn't get the chance to do this with Peter, but I really appreciate. I want to, but I don't have any money now. I just covered that. Yeah, right before you jumped on. How much money have you made? Great. So again, Jim, thank you very much for coming on here. How you handle, but I don't have any money right now, is you go, listen, no problem whatsoever. Put your money away. If I could show you how this business works, I can put you in position to get a check by next Thursday or the Thursday after. And you don't need any money. And again, that's sort of exclusive with affiliate companies and My Daily Choice, but it's neat that people can get involved in this company and you can show them how they actually can get that. When someone says, how much money have you made? Jim, this is, again, one of my favorites, because do you guys realize, I guess I can give you a quick second on this one. Do you guys realize that October of 1987, I think, or 86. Yeah. October of 1986. Do you guys know that I knew nothing about marketing, sales? I was an auto mechanic. Did I say the number right? 1986. Yeah. So I was an auto mechanic. I knew nothing about sales. I knew nothing about networking. I knew nothing about products. I knew nothing about nothing. I think it's so hilarious, Jim, that people forget that at one time I was sitting in a room with a guy drawing circles and I was going like, I'm clueless. But again, Bill, my mentor, taught me the concept of how to promote and how to edify. And so how I got rid of this objection very fast, Jim, is I would bring it up before they brought it up. So I'll give you an example. Hi, Jim, this is Robert. I hope you and your family are blessed and doing well. I'm helping a company expand. Did you notice that I didn't say it was my company, which is a huge mistake? It's not your company. It's Josh and Jenna Zweigel's company. Why people say that they're the international global expansion leader and they're starting their own business, you're not. You get 1099 from the government. If you look up what 1099s are, you're an independent contractor. Yes, it's your own business, but MDC is not your company. So, Jim, I'm helping a company expand. And, we haven't contacted in a while, but I used to be a mechanic and I got hurt on the job and put on workman's comp. So right now I'm making $900 a month and I'm losing everything. And I needed to find a way to be able to, regain that income that I lost to take care of my wife and my children. So right now I'm not making anything. But I'm working with this guy named Bill Gould, and it's amazing. The guy's making $62,000 a month. I seen his check attached to the stub. How would you do that with MDC? Is I'm really honored and blessed to be working directly and on personal conversations with Jenna and Josh Weigel on Telegram, and they constantly have these communications. And if you look up Jenna Weigel on Google, you're going to find that she's been listed as one of the top network marketers and also one of the top female earners in this company. And I'm so honored and blessed to be working directly with them. I'm learning from them. I get on their weekly training calls. You know what I mean? One of my business partners, Robert Hollis, he does a video virtually every day. All his training's free. So when someone says, how much have you made? Handle it up front. If you didn't handle the objection at the beginning, then handle it when they bring it up. Well, Robert, how much are you making? Well, to be honest with you, Jim, that would be like asking a freshman in college in medical school if he's done any surgery yet. That's sort of unfair. You know what I mean? You wouldn't walk up to a first-year student in law and ask them if they did any jury trials. So I'm new in this, you know what I mean? I'm brand new in this. I'm learning. I've gotten a few checks already, but to be honest with you, I'm not proud of them. But as I put more and more time and effort in this, I know that I'm going to do really well. And the reason why is because I'm learning from these people. It always goes to the promotion and edifying. In one of the videos, Jim, I also did the circles, whisper down the lane. And I would say, hey, Jim, don't you find it valuable to know that you could learn directly from the people that started the company that are earning over 7 figures a month? Because honestly, Jim, you might think you're smarter than me. And you're not getting the information from me. You're getting it directly from the source. Isn't that valuable? I find that extremely valuable. So that's how you handle that objection. So we're 20 minutes in. Anybody else have any objections? Going back, you guys can tell me if there's something under the comments. Ooh, I got to turn that down. Okay, so I see Steve on here. Hi, Steve, Craig, Matthew, my son, of course, Kai, John Tier. Very, very cool. That didn't allow me to go back. Okay. Anybody on here? If not, man, I'm trying to think of some. Okay. Here's one that's really, really funny. All right. The objection of saturation. Oh my God. Everybody's got CBD or what? Everyone sells a weight loss product. Don't you guys know that everybody sells that? I go, listen, you know what? When I first got asked that question, I didn't even know how to answer it. And so I reached out to Josh and Jenna and I asked them, listen, when someone says, your product's everywhere, what do you say? Here's what I learned. Do you have a television? Yeah. Another question. Do you have more than one television? Yeah, we do. We got one in the bedroom, and then we also have one in the garage, and we got one downstairs in the basement. Okay, so you got 3, 4 televisions. Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question. Doesn't everyone have a television? Yeah. Then why every year around Thanksgiving, because of football playoffs and the Super Bowl, why does everyone sell televisions? Walmart sells televisions, uh, Target sells televisions, Best Buy sells televisions, Amazon sells televisions. Why is everyone selling televisions when everyone's already got one? Well, I'll tell you why. It's called upgrade. We're always upgrading our phones, or our computers, our TVs, usually all of our electronics. And so it doesn't make a difference how saturated the market is. If you have a product that is uniquely different than other people's products, then you become the seller. You become the person that people want most. So our products are very premium and quality with a 60-day money-back guarantee. So I don't care if everyone's selling coffee. My biggest thing is when you share your coffee with other people, do you get paid? Because I'm in the freedom business. I'm in the way to be able to be a prosumer. I want to take you from a consumer to a prosumer. So if I get, 20,000 or now 21,000 people that are underneath me that are using my products every day, then I got 21,000 people that are responsible for my income. How many people do you have responsible for your income? So that's how you handle that. What if I have a person who wants to think about it? You got to let them think about it. You got to let them think about it. When people say, listen, let me think about it. You can use what I call some closing skills, but when you use closing skills, it turns out to be, it ends up being salesy, right? So the salesy part of it is when you turn around and you say, you're direct at them. You know what I mean? Like, come on, what are you waiting for? And so you want to be careful of doing that. But what you would like to say is you say, well, listen, I really appreciate you wanting to think about it. To be honest with you, when I first heard about the company, I didn't make an immediate decision. So don't you see the value in sharing with me now what you think is holding you back while you got me here? And I can help you with that. And again, if they say, no, I just want to think about it. You got to look at them as sorting. You're going through the grains of sand, again, to find the diamonds and the gold. So, people laugh at me sometimes, but man, I'll tell you, I can sort with people. I can sort people so fast. Okay, there we go. So hi, Annalisa, Monique, Dustin. Hi, Dustin. Steve again. Let me go back here. I can get a cheaper version someplace else. You absolutely can. Can I ask what kind of car you're driving? I'm driving a Chevy pickup. There's vehicles cheaper than that. There's cars way cheaper than that. Yeah. Where do you live? I live over at so-and-so. That's not the cheapest place to live. To be honest with you, why would you want to buy the cheapest of anything? That's bizarre. For me, quality and the product working is more important to me than price. But again, price is not only feature that people buy things. People buy for convenience, and then they also buy for quality. So when someone says to me, I can buy it cheaper elsewhere, I go, yeah, but if you buy it from them and then you refer them to people because you like the product, what does the company pay you? I want to teach you to be a prosumer. How many people are catching on to this? It's like, hey, listen, I even sometimes say, you know, you need to, excuse me, I need to apologize to you. And they go, what for? And I said, well, some way I must have said something that made you think that I'm just about selling people product. Boy, Jim, you got to get some sleep, man. You had your mute off and you yawning. That was funny. Scott McAvoy, busted. Okay. I think Peter sent me a prize. Okay, yeah, Peter, you know what? There is so many people in this world. He brought up another thing direct from about his wife. There's only really one way that you can convince people that really closely love you, like your wife or whatever. And that's to put your head down, listen, follow instructions, and prove that she's wrong. There's only one way. I think if I brought my wife in here right now and asked her, you know, there's been times where she didn't like this industry, but it used to always be about the owners. The owners would do something stupid, like change the comp plan or do something. But I think that if you asked her today if she likes this industry, marketing, I think they would say yeah. I cannot see the live chat, you guys, on my Facebook, so you guys are going to have to. Oh, there it came up. Hi, Michael. How are you doing? Shauna, nice to see you, Steve. Okay, so no questions on Facebook. Thank you. Thank you, Craig. How many weight loss methods included a 60-day full money back guarantee? How many weight loss methods include a 60-day full money back guarantee? That's a great question, Jim. I don't know. This brings up another really good way of handling objections. Jim says 0. Okay, so one of the things that I do is if I don't know an answer, the last thing you guys want to do is, for a lack of better word, BS somebody. Don't make stuff up. The best way that you can get someone to respect you and listen to you is sometimes say, I don't know. Oh my God. You know, Jim, that's a great question. I don't know. I'm not aware of that. When you say that, the next step is, all I know is, say, all I know is, and then you want to put in a story. So if someone said, you know, blah, 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 well, that's a great question. I really apologize. I don't know. All I know is that I have 2 individuals in my organization, Aaron Parker and Candace Bird Davis, that have walked across the stage and received the same award that Terry and I did, which is called 7-Figure Club. So all I know is that, you know, a story. All I know is a story. Okay. Trying to think of something else. I got some smart people on here. Come on, you guys know of some objections that consistently come up. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shauna. Dustin, Monique. Hi, Monique. Elisa. All right. I think I'm caught up on Facebook here. Let me think of another objection. Okay. I don't have any friends. I don't know anybody. Robert, I'd love to get in. But I don't know anybody. Wow, this business will be perfect for you. You know what? I know how you feel. In fact, I felt the same way. But I learned from people that knew how to build an audience online using social media. And now I've been able to build a group of over 21,000 people. And the majority of the people that I have in my organization, I didn't know 4 years ago. So just by connecting with the billions of people that are on social media, it's easy to find people that would like a better life, more freedom. So, I can show you how to build friends. One time in an objection, someone said to me, this is great. Someone said to me, I'm not a people person. Robert, I'm not a people person. And my response to her was, would you like to be? And she smiled and she said, yeah, I would like to be. So when people say, I don't have any friends, you know what I mean? My family doesn't listen to me. It's like, awesome. Let me show you how to create a whole group of friends. Now, according to Facebook, I have 28,000 people that follow me on my personal Facebook page and 165,000 that follow me on my business Facebook page and over 4,400 that are all following me on my YouTube channel. I can show you how to find people. Jim, man, you got to get some sleep. I already covered if this is a pyramid. But thank you, Jim, for participating. I appreciate it. Peter said, I don't know why, Peter, you're doing it on direct message. That's probably why Matthew and Kyle can't see it. I mean, Matthew and Craig. Your product seems expensive. Compared to what? Chemotherapy? Honestly, compared to doctor bills? What are you comparing our cost of product to? So Peter, sometimes when people say things like that, I'll actually look at them and say, what is the real reason? If I went through your garage and I went through your closet, I can guarantee you I could consistently find things that you and your wife's already purchased that is more expensive than other things that are on the market. If you just don't want to do this business, just say you don't want to do this business. So that's exactly how I would handle that.
I posted a few in chat, Dad. We had one from Shauna and Ola.
Okay, perfect.
And there's a couple of others too.
Yeah, if I'm missing, I've tried network marketing before. Craig, I make sure I'm not jumping here. Okay. I tried this before. You know what? I totally know how you feel. I feel that I felt the same way. Here's one thing I want to bring up to you. I hope you don't feel sorry for me. Do you guys notice that a lot of things that I say is in story form? I'm one of those guys that are really extremely introverted. And so I dated, 3 girls in high school and none of them seen a future with me. So here's something that's hilarious. I've never broken up with anybody. And so when these 3 girls didn't see a future with me, then guess what? My wife now of 39 years did see a future with me. Can you imagine if I looked at the couple of the first 3 failures that didn't go the way I wanted to, and I just decided to stop? I don't know about you, but the reason that I even was open-minded to hearing about stuff like this is I knew there was a better way. I just knew there was a better way. So it was me being open that led me to this. So let me ask you another question. There's only 2 reasons why a certain business won't work for you. One is you can be honest and say it's all about the timing. That, to be honest with you, I didn't put any effort and time in it. Just like, the Stairmaster I got, or the treadmill that I got, or the new exercise equipment that I got. It's not that they don't work. It's just that you didn't make a commitment to it. You didn't make a decision to use it as instructed. And you didn't follow through with it. That's why a majority of people fail at anything in life. But a second reason is you could have possibly been with someone that you did put in the effort and the time, but you might have been learning from someone that really didn't know how to do this business. The only reason that I'm successful today is because I followed someone with a proven system and they had already made money and taught other people how to do that. So he taught me, I did it, and I made incredible results. So don't give up. If this is not it, that's fine. But don't give up. But it's more important to find someone that knows how to teach other people how to get success than consistently keep trying another one of those companies. I've also addressed with a lot of people recently, well, since I've been in this company, I've always looked at My Daily Choice as being very unique. I've been using this line and I hope you guys use it. As I said, is there a difference? I'll be asking you this question. Would you agree that there's a difference between a smartphone and a cell phone? And people go, oh yeah. I said, like being able to surf the net, you know what I mean? To be able to watch videos, to be able to create videos. There's a lot of things you can do with a smartphone that you can't do with a cell phone. My opinion and feelings about My Daily Choice is it's not your grandpa and grandma's, and it's not your mom and dad's marketing company. Not in any way, shape, or form. So just like there's a lot of people out there that are still using cell phones, there are some people that upgraded to smartphones. And this is definitely smart marketing. The ability to get in for free, the ability to have your training for free, the ability to have the marketing system and the mobile app for free. We're very unique and different from those other companies. So I really make sure that I address that. I'm trying to look here. You guys know how great of a reader I am. Craig and Matt, you can jump on here at any time. And
There's a couple of them that we posted in here. Shauna Thorpe Hancock, I see your live videos, but I couldn't do what you do.
who said that?
Shauna Thorpe Hancock.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's awesome. You don't have to do what I do. I know exactly the way you feel. In fact, I felt the same way. The first 18 months of this business, I made a decision that I was going to make money without speaking on stage, without doing a testimonial, without doing a presentation. I was a auto mechanic from Montana, and I was going to go all the way to the top of the company without doing things that other people that went to the top did. And how did I do that? By edification and promotion and sharing their videos. And a lot of people will have a little mental thought. There's another objection on top of that, Shauna. Great question, by the way, is that, well, if I share people your information and your stuff, then I'm sending them to you. They're going to go to you. Believe it or not, that never, ever, ever happens. That's like, you know, a meteorite's going to hit the United States and we're going to disappear. You know, people live in this what if world and they create those thoughts. When someone reaches out to me and says, wow, I seen your video, majority of time I'll look who we have mutual friends with. And I said, oh, I see you're friends with Shauna. I said, have you and her had a conversation? So my first 18 months, Shauna, I was just a maniac at putting people in front of my mentor's videos. And when I got involved with My Daily Choice, I've done the same thing. I know there's not a person on the planet that has used Josh and Jenna's videos more than me, because they're usually trying to use somebody else's videos. I seen Matt put one in here about I'm introverted. What's unique about this, so, you know, well, Robert, I'm introverted. What I love most about this kind of marketing, this opportunity, is that it fits every personality. You know, everything on the Zodiac sign, everything on the Chinese sign. You know, there's tigers, there's snakes, there's chickens, there's Capricorns, there's Pisces, there's lawyers, there's doctors, there's educated, there's not educated. There's all different religions, there's all different races, any kind of demographic that you can find, they can learn to do two things. Put new people in front of great information. Now, for some of you that just heard what I said, that's what TV commercials do. TV commercials put information in front of a bunch of eyeballs, and they try to do their best to target the right people. So if you're introverted, I can share with you a way and a method of doing this where you can feel comfortable doing this business and make sure you stay within your personality. Okay. Only the people at the top make the money. Great one. Thank you, Craig. You know, I thought the same thing, but here's something I want you to know. Me personally, my personal story is the first company I got involved with, they were already 15 years old. So when I got involved with the company, within 3 years, I became one of the top reps in the company. And I was able to outproduce and out earn people that have been there for 15 years. So that's one of those myths that a lot of people listen to, and then they go, wow. So here's a question for you guys to show you how we hang on to stuff. What is the color of a yield sign? Because if you go look at one, they used to be yellow, now they're red. But when I was young, they were yellow. When I took my driver's test, they were yellow. Who changed this while I wasn't looking? I see Jim's going, oh my God, I'm about ready to get my pickup and go check out a yield sign. There's these things like, I love these ones too. It's like, you know, listen, Jim, make sure you wear a coat before you go outside because I don't want you to catch a cold. I think in the last 2 years, we've learned a lot of things about viruses. Or we thought we knew some stuff about viruses. You know, so it's funny, you don't get a cold by being in cold weather. You catch a cold by simply being exposed to the virus, you know, but yet, you know, what do we say to our kids? Hey, make sure you put a jacket on. It's cold outside. Here's my best one for that one. You guys will love this. I love, you can see I always use stories, and stories are what convince people. People remember stories. They don't remember facts. You know, how many people remember sitting down with your kids or your grandkids and telling them a bedtime facts? It's a bedtime story, right? And so, you know, the one that I love is, if you haven't heard this, and I love sharing this with people because we believe in information, but we don't know where we got it. So the story is about 4 women that are all in a kitchen, and they're 4 generations. We're talking about great, great grandma, grandma, mom, and a daughter, right? You know, so a great, great, great granddaughter. And the mom is taking a ham. And after she unwraps it, because it's thawed out, she cuts the ends off of it and she puts it on the platter. And before she puts it in the oven, and the little girl goes, Mom, why do you cut the ends off the ham? And she said, my mom showed me, your grandma. And so they looked at her and said, why'd you cut the ends off the ham? And she said, well, my mom, your great grandma told me that. She goes, the reason I cut the ends off the ham is my oven was too small. So that information doesn't apply anymore. So think about the stuff that you used to think that's not that way anymore. Let me give you one of my best ones. The only way to make money is to work a job. That is one that I believe, that I told everyone. So now you walk up to people and go, hey, I got a better way. I have a way better way of earning income that involves residual, that involves leverage, where you can help other people earn income, and in turn, you make more money. You know, Zig Ziglar said it the best, man. The person that helps the most people get what they want in life. In turn, you get what you want out of life. So we might get mad at Jeff Bezos. We might get mad at the Walmart family, but they employ millions of people. Millions of people get a check that a lot of people believe should be more, with more benefits, but they got a job. So they make a lot of money because they employ a lot of people. How many people caught that? So I'm looking forward to the day when, like one of my mentors, Jeff Roberti, I have 1 million active people in my organization. Let those numbers play with your head. That'd be about 20 million a month in volume. That would be an income of about 2 million a month in income. And some of you are going, I don't need that kind of money. Well, that's because you don't have enough people to give it to. So there we go. Let me see here. Okay. My son, help me. Craig, help me.
Okay, how about I already have a great job?
Awesome. So someone says, I already have a great job. Man, I am so happy for you. Congratulations. I think according to a survey, that puts you in the top 5% of the people on the planet. So if you got a great job and you're making good money, if I were you, I would just use this opportunity to help other people. There's very few people on the planet that have hit their top position in their company and made enough money where they feel fulfilled. And fulfillment and happiness really doesn't come from your own personal accomplishments. It really comes from the help of other people. So the way to greatness, so you've already doing good. You said you had a good job. Now to go from good to great is the service of many. And it might not be the right time for you to think about how you can use your position and your income to help others, but that honestly is the next move. Did you like that response, Craig?
Yeah. Very good. How about this one? It's just not for me.
I totally get it. I respect that answer. And I know that you know you better than anybody. So if it's not for you, I still thank you for your time. Your time's very valuable. And I appreciate you even give me a moment of your time. If there's any way that you could possibly do me a huge favor and think of some people that you think this business would be for, I'd like to send you just a short link where you can create a free account like you did with Facebook or Amazon. And once you look at all the information, I hope that you would feel comfortable referring me to people that it would be for. Craig, you're really being a good help. Any other ones that are popping up here?
There's another one here from Peter who says, you need to be in early to make money.
Oh my God, Peter, you must have hung around the perfect objection person. A lot of things, like I said before, are myths. They're flat out myths. They're not true in any way, shape, or form. So just like my handling of the objection, if people really knew that there's no such thing as saturation, I guess this would be a great time to cover the story. You know, a lot of people, and again, I'm not preaching in any way, shape, or form. I'm not trying to be sacrilegious in any way, shape, or form. But regardless if you were a Hindu or a Buddhist or a Christian or a Jew, it doesn't make a difference what religion you're involved in. Do you believe that there's still not saturation of any one religion, including no religion? So if there's almost 8 billion people on the planet, I think right now we're at 7.9 billion, that there's like a billion people that, you know, that are Christians. why isn't there still saturation? Because that's just the way it is. It's nothing but a myth. So when people say, I wish I was the first person to get involved in the company, that is usually the worst time to get in the company. I actually choose companies that are 4 or 5 years old, and I've made millions with companies that have been 15 years or older. Why? Because it's based on you and your organization that you build. The one thing that you'll find out, Peter, that's really amazing is that, you know, right now, if you guys look up these facts, they'll blow you away. But do you guys realize that less than 1% of people that get their real estate license actually sell a home? Let that sink in. So most people go, oh my God, that person makes so much in real estate. And then they go out, get their real estate license, but now they're not willing to follow instructions and apply themselves and execute. They make up excuses for not executing. People don't knock on your door and say, hey, Peter, I see you're a real estate agent. Can you get a home for me? That's not the way it works. And so what a lot of people realize, I guess someone muted me. Okay. So the whole thing about saturation or getting in first is just, Peter, it's like fear of loss. It's FOMO. People are like, hey, you know, there's no way if you can make money in crypto unless you got in before. There's no way that you can make money in real estate or stocks. You know, if I only bought, you know, Apple stock or Tesla stock when it first got open. No, you can go back and check a year ago, 2 years ago. You can put a mark, take a screenshot of whatever you're looking into invest in, go back and look 2 years later, and you messed up. You definitely messed up. So everyone thinks that if you didn't get in at the beginning, that you can't make money. Peter, really, those are just excuses that we're using to not go to work. They're just distractions. See, if we can come up with, I don't have any time, you know, you got to be the first in, the products are too much, my wife won't, you know, support me, she doesn't believe in it. No, just be honest and say that you're not willing to do what you're supposed to do to generate income. It's just that simple. So you do not. You do. There's 4 companies that I failed with that were startups. I've already done my startup phase. So, you know, one, I didn't have really a choice because the first company that I was in, my mentor, Bill, started his own company that's no longer in business. And so, man, I do not like startups. You go figure it all out. I don't want to be a guinea pig. I want you to get people in your company that are making 7 figures consistently a year. Then I'll get in and I'll jump in and I'll do what I need to. I don't need to dominate everyone. I think one of the questions here before we go to Craig, didn't you put up a, you know, what about the competition?
Yes, I did. That was one of the questions.
Wow. I might have a difficulty reading and spelling, but I got good retention. So let's cover competition. Like in one of the videos that I already put in this series that you can check out at roberthollis.com/steps is just how many competitors there are. Here's a paradigm shift for you. You ready? If there's a lot of people in the same space, why is there a lot of people in that space? Money. Money, 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 money. The pie is ginormous. So who in the world sells coffee? Wouldn't it be easier to say, Robert, I think we should put a list on who doesn't sell coffee? You know what I mean? Gas stations, 7-Eleven, donut stores, grocery stores, Amazon, probably 300 network marketing companies. Why would people market something that everyone has? It's because it makes money. One thing that I left out when I used the real estate example, it's hilarious to me that you can go to any real estate company and the person that's $1 million earner, the newest $1 million earner, is someone that's been in real estate less than a year. You know why? They didn't get the memo of all the excuses that everyone uses. They got into real estate because they seen someone on TV that was making a bunch of money. And they went, if that person can do it, I can do it. And then they went out and got their real estate license, and then they executed. They go, my God, you go online, look at all the people that are selling homes. Look at all the people that are buying homes. I can easily sell and buy a home. So their belief system, which we've been talking about, is the key. It's 100% the key. If your belief system is there, then you got it. So when someone says, wow, there's so much competition, sort of like saturation, there's so much competition, I go, I know, right? Isn't that awesome? When Elon Musk came out with the Tesla, was anybody in the world selling cars? Yeah, make them different. When there used to be the big three, Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors. Then Toyota got in the market. Everyone laughed. They're not laughing now. All Toyota had to do is make a better car. And people hate when I say that. And the first commercials that came out on Toyota, for those of you that were too young to hear them, it would come out and it'd say, Jim would be there in his Toyota pickup. And he's like, my Toyota pickup has 278,000 miles and I'm putting new tires on it again, a new fan belt, you know, and I'm changing the clutch for the 4th time. It's like, you know, wow, do these vehicles ever break down? It's like, and the rumor got out. And so since the rumor got out, people were going, oh my God, if I have a Toyota, they seem to have a resale value longer than the other ones. You know, so I hope I handled a bunch of your guys' objections. You know, one of the things, once I put this on YouTube, for some of you, you could go through the video and see exactly the time that I handled a certain objection. And how would you go from here? People say, hey, is this a pyramid? You go, you know what? I used to think that, but I jumped on and watched Robert Hollis do a video and he handled that objection. It's at 8 minutes and 14 seconds. Let me whip it over to you. So I learned to point, guide, and direct the videos of my mentor handling objections. And so I'll leave this with you guys and then we'll go. No one ever asks me if I'm making any money. Why is that? Why is it that when I meet people, they don't go, well, what are you making? Is it the way I look, the way I act, the way I sound, the way I feel? Are there like, most people don't want to know what I'm making. And the reason they don't is because it immediately shows that inadequacies, stuff they're not doing. Because if a dyslexic, learning disability, auto mechanic from Montana can make this kind of money, then why aren't you? And that really comes down to this series of videos that we've shown you. Please go back and look at the other videos. In fact, we're putting together a place for everyone to get all the information. My son just developed this page. I hope he's not mad at me for saying anything. Matt, I'm telling them, so you can go to roberthollis.com/free. And we're now going to get email addresses of people, and we're going to consistently put you in the loop. And all these videos that I've been putting together, my incredible son Matthew is going to help me put them in categories, so you can learn to point, guide, and direct. So love and appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great weekend. I'll see you tomorrow at noon my time. And if no one's giving you permission to succeed, let me be the first. Love and appreciate you. See you soon. Bye-bye.